Hello everybody, today we will be making the login page. Okay, so first let's create the login page file. Let's say login.php. But before going into coding this, we will be editing a little bit in the register.php. So we will be editing this. Why? Let me explain. Okay, so now when we say select username and email from register, where username equals the username coming from the user. Okay, so what if the user inputs something like the mud, and then the mud, which the username is already existing, which already exists in the database, and the email already exists in the database as well. But so this is actually gonna be false. It's actually true. Now when you click create it again, it's gonna be false, right? This is because of this, and this is actually right. But when we test something like test, okay, and the same email, and you put the same email, okay, it's actually gonna create it. But this is actually wrong. We don't want to create another user with the same email. So this is actually solved by writing the following codes. Query 1 equals MySQL query connection, and let's say instead of writing this, we will be writing this in here with only the email, okay, and here email as well, and email as well, and we will be removing the email from this statement because it's useless. So we will be fetching this in the data variable, and in the data1 variable we will be fetching, okay, the other query variable. So this should be right, okay, and don't forget that you have to put it here as well, because data, just like this, data is referred to the username, but data1 is referred to the, which refers to the email. So if we test it out here, let's just test it out. There's an error, line 16. Oops, exactly. We just missed a semicolon here. Let's refresh the page. If we put something like ASDF and the same email, it should give us email already exists. Okay, so this is actually done. Now we will be making the login page. And the login page is actually easier than the registration. So we will be making that in the in less time as soon as possible. Okay, now we created the head here, car set to UTF-8, and the title should be login page. Login page. Okay, we will be creating a form which consists of two inputs only, the username and the password. You can make it the email, but for now I'm gonna make it, in my case, I'm gonna make it the username. Username and place, whoops, the type. Okay, the placeholder is gonna be username. Okay, and another input type equals password, which this holds the password value. Okay, now the placeholder equals password. Okay, and the submit button input type equals submit. Let's add a little bit of spacing. Okay, now let's add the action. Action equals open the PHP tag. Okay, now echo the HTML special cars. We explained this. Server. Let's say PHP self, which is the current running PHP script, and the method should be, of course, post. Now, when we go to the top of the page, we will add the code that we want. Okay. Now, what do we actually want to do? Okay, let's go ahead to login.php. Okay, we're here. So what we want to make here is actually to check if these are empty or not, and if they're not empty, we will check them and verify them with the data in the MySQL database. If they are there, then you can log in. If they are not, then we say that user does not exist. Okay, so here we will be making if server requests method, which means if the submit button is clicked. Okay. This method. Okay, now we will be saying we will actually define a connection here, and let's say MySQL underscore connect. Okay, localhost, and let's see here, root. The password is 129 134 1234 5. Why is it like this? 6 7 8 9. Okay, and the database is forum. Now we will be checking, or we will be defining the username. Okay, we'll be saying post username. Okay, and password equals post password. Actually, not like this. It's gonna be HTML special cars for more safety, as we explained before. HTML special cars. Okay, now we will be checking if they were empty or not. So empty username or empty password. Whoops, there's something wrong here. Exactly. If statement here. Okay. Okay, now we will be the errors variable is going to handle a value of invalid inputs. Okay, and as previously, we will be defining this, and we will be displaying this variable beneath the form. Okay, so else here, if they are not empty, we will be checking them from the database. Okay, so right now, what we will be saying is we will be checking if the username is there. If it's there, then the password with it, we will check the password with it, and if it's correct, then it will log in. Okay, so we will say a query right now equals MySQL underscore query. Okay, and let's say connection, and let's say here select username and password from exactly. Now we will see it. Okay, select username and password from what is it called, register, where I don't like to put him. I like to put him on capitalization. Okay, where username equals to the username from the user, coming from the user. Okay, so data here is gonna equal to MySQL I fetch associate. Okay, so let's explain this. This function actually turns or translates this or the data or the result coming from this into an associative array. So let's say query here, and now we will be checking if the data or if the data is if the data if the data for username coming from the database, okay, is null. Let's say data username. If it is null, right? If it's null, we will say errors is gonna be username doesn't exist. Now, what if it actually exists? Now we will be checking if the password is the same. Okay, if there's actually let me explain step by step. If the username is not null, if the data is not null coming from the database, which means it actually found it and found the corresponding name. If it's actually there, or if it actually exists, then we will be checking if the password is the same. But the password in the database is saved as hash. How are we gonna compare each other? Okay, so PHP has a function called password verified. Okay, and this function actually I'm gonna be explaining it right now. Data password. Password and data password. So this function actually takes in two arguments. The first one is the string to be compared to the other hash, and the second argument is the hash. So here we're actually comparing a normal string, to a hash. Okay, if this password is the same, we're gonna echo and say welcome username. Okay, so let's test this out. Refresh this page. Say like this, and then password whatever. Oh yeah, we haven't actually printed or displayed the error message. So style is equal to color red. I mean, it's gonna print the echo the errors variable. Okay. So in here, we should not open this here. Let's go ahead. Let's test the empty. Exactly, it's working. Now let's see if it actually works, the functionality. Let's the mud.gg, okay, whatever password it is. Username doesn't exist. Okay, cool. What if we set the mud and the password is random? It actually connected, okay? Because here we haven't actually specified if the username is not identical. So here we will be specifying that password is not correct. Okay, so let's try it again. Oops, this is the registration page. Okay, now login page. Now let's go ahead and say ASD whatever. Password is not correct. If we type the mud and 1 to 9, is it 1 to 9 or 1 to 6? I don't know, to be honest. I guess it's 1 to 6. Let's test it out. I don't know, to be honest. Let's actually register a new user. Register. Remove this S. Let's register a new user called testing. Okay, and the email is going to be testing123@gmail.com. Gmail. Whoops. And the password is 126. Submit. User created. Let's go to login page. Let's actually test if it's actually there or not. MySQL minus your root minus p 1 2 3 4 5 6 9 and use forum and show tables. Select everything from register. There it is. Testing123@gmail.com, and this is the password hash. So let's go testing. Is it testing? Exactly. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Welcome testing. See? So this actually works. Now, we want to kind of make a button that refers to the register page. Okay. So here we will be just making a little bit of easy one here. Let's go ahead and go for an href. And href equals to let's say what is it called? Register.php. So here register. Okay, let's open it again. So when you click this register, it actually takes you to the register page. Okay, and we will be doing the same. We will be doing the same on the register page. Let's just add a heading here, a header, so that it looks more neatly. Login page. Okay. Whoops. Anyways, this is the register page. Okay. Let's actually put a little bit of a spacing here. BR. Okay, there it is. Now, let's go to the register page. Okay, and add the same button here. But instead, it actually takes us to the login page. Okay, let's go login. So here we are actually at the login page. You can go and register yourself, or whoops. You can actually go and register yourself, or you can actually, if you have already an account, you can log in yourself. So that's it for today's lesson. We have made so far a registration system and a login page. So that's it for today's lesson, and thanks for watching.